How's it going, guys? It's Burgers here and welcome to another Rise of Kingdom video. Today we're going to talk about why some accounts look strong when quietly falls behind. One of the things in Rise of Kingdom is how some accounts look powerful early, then slowly become trapped later. And the dangerous part is that those players usually think they made the smart investments. And I believe everybody, we all was at this place or this spot when we was thinking that we was making smart investments. And I want to point out here, we're not exactly talking only we talk about only for money investments. It can be your sculptures, legendary sculptures investments. It can be your whatever speed up investments. All these things is in form of investment. And what fascinates me was how many strong early accounts start collapsing around the same progression wall. And I'm expecting this thing to see it even here, playing Rise of Kingdom. This is something that I noticed in Rise of Kingdom. It starts happening, and it's happening in other kingdom building games. At one point, the small, not that strong account push some crazy power, are extremely efficient, till some very strong accounts it's just not that strong anymore. The mistake doesn't hurt immediately. That's why almost everybody walk into those mistakes. Now let's talk about the gems. The gem decision that change everything. Most players spend gems where the dopamine is stronger, especially when the new commander is coming in the game. Something new that is promising some crazy good results. You start seeing some well that is showing some reports or screenshots where you see, very good reports, but this is like fully invested thing. But anyway, most players again is spending gems where the dopamine is strong, and normally this is around the new stuffs. Commanders feels exciting because the impact is visible immediately. The progression feels boring because the value arrives slowly. And the strange part is that long-term account strange usually comes from less exciting investments. And this is one of the main reasons, by the way, I'm having like 776k power, is I'm saving all of my speed ups. As you can see, I have a good amount of speed ups. I can definitely push. I have resources. As you can see, I have some resources here. Not only gems and other things that I can actually boost or push right now for power. But the only places I'm actually pushing is, for example, I want to go to sleep. There is like 4 hours left from this research. I finished this 4 hour because I expect to sleep 8 hour. So if I sleep 8 hour, there's going to be extra 4 hours that I'm going to receive as a bonus if I basically finish this research and start it over. I try to not blockade my troops. For example, my barracks right now, there is some troops training inside. I try to never stop my troop training, because when you start leveling up this building, you basically are stopping your troops for being trained. So I wait just to get the helps, and I finish the building instantly. Like this, I get value from the training the troops after I finish the building, because it actually stops something. But yeah, I really don't want to go that much in deep in this type of things, but all of my gems are going in my VIP. I'm waiting to hit level VIP 10, where I'm going to get my first legendary sculpture. And to be fair, it's not only like a first legendary sculpture, but you also get a gold key. This is the other thing. And gold key and legendary sculpture, you can get good amount of from the tavern right now in the gold chest. If I go over the reward list, you're going to see that there is just so many legendary heroes here at the end of the day. So it also gives you a chance to get a legendary hero. Also, you get a legendary sculpture at the end of the day. Now, why early power creates bad decision? One of the biggest trap in the Rise of Kingdom is confusing immediate strength with scaling immediate strength for with the scaling one. And something that you want to have is definitely a scaling one. It's like the bundles. If I can actually make a, how to say, comparison, it's like you're buying, let's say, I don't know, this bundle here, or whatever bundle you point out here. It's like $5. You buy 2 bundles, $5, and at the same time you can go and get this bundle 20 die gem supply and get like 19.5k gems. Definitely this one is way better. Auto peacekeeping, auto help, auto translation. Okay, auto translation I don't care that much, but at the end of the day it's a quality of lives and gems. Till those bundles is going to give you like 1k gems or 2k if you buy like two bundles here. It's like 2k gems and that's all. The other one is going to give you close to 20k, and this is absolutely wild at the end of the day, and it's way better. It's same with the account. Every day something to generate you some great value, small value, but you know, with the time is going to become big value, till something that you get immediately is going to boost your power. But at the end of the day, it's not something that you want to have. A lot of players build accounts that peak too early. The report look amazing initially. This normal. If I overinvest in Chow Chow and, for example, Minamoto, I definitely going to get some crazy good reports. I have here balanced investment, to be fair. I make like Chow Chow 5,111 and I make Minamoto like 5,311. Now I make it 3 because I get this 20% 20 minutes building time reduction, which, you know, since I'm basically in developing phase, I want to have all of the speed ups I can actually receive. I try to refresh this this shop as much time as I can, because as you can see here, you can get some crazy hours speed ups. It's like 3 hours universal speed up, 60 minutes. It's just crazy how much good stuffs you can actually get from this one. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like this. Now, the hidden power of daily sculptures is what make or break your account, and something that I plan to do with my account. Every day, if you have the VIP, you're going to receive every day sculptures. If you go over the VIP, yeah, right now I don't have it, but at level 10, I'm going to have it. At level 12, I'm going to have like 2 more. Is going to be 2. At level 14 is going to be 3. So I think the biggest target with the gems a player can have is going to be to make VIP 14. This is going to be till the end of his playing period. He's going to receive this 3-1. I'm not so sure there is like 4. No, the best is like 3. So I think maybe VIP 14 is the biggest milestone in this game. Now, what players underestimate is how dangerous daily value become over time. Daily sculptures don't feel impactful at the first because the growth is invisible. And it's true, if you get like 1 sculpture, come on, brother, you get like 1 sculpture today, but after half year playing, because this thing is not easy to be achieved, after like half year playing, this is like 6 months. Let's say 20 days, it's like 180. This is a big change. 180 sculptures. And this is, you're receiving it every day. If you have like level 12, it's going to be 360. If it's like 14, 360 is going to be 540 sculptures for half year. You can see that the change here is absolutely brutal in form. I'm just giving VIP as an example, but and also the bundles, the 30-day bundles. But this is maybe the most bright examples I can actually give you here. But invisible progression compound harder than emotional spending. The strongest account often look weaker initially because they invest into scaling instead of excitement. And this is where I'm investing. I mean, if there is some kind of event that is going to come in the game where I can actually spend some... okay, I'm going to get the gold key here, by the way. Where I can spend some gems and maybe get a hero. Okay, we have to do this thing also. I don't see a gem spending. Maybe the mightiest governor, historical ranking, is a place where you can spend, but still it's not actually spending gems there. Right now I don't see any kind of event where I can spend some gems, but yeah, still. Or maybe a last mobilization, yeah. Like getting the... by a total of 1.2k gems, you're going to receive this bundle or something like this. I mean, there is events where you can spend, and I definitely don't spend gems in those events. I spent everything in the VIP because this is a scaling boost. It's not one time right now boost. Now, why WoW spenders get punished the hardest? And I think as a WoW spender playing different kingdom building games, I can say WoW spenders are the most... are in the most... I don't want to use other words, but are in the most hard positioning. Why is that? Because they have access to everything, because they're WoW spenders, so at least they spend something. Like me, I have access to Minamoto, for example. They have access to all of the things in the game, but they don't have the resources of a mid spender or a WoW. So, knowing that you have access to everything, you have to be extremely selective. Because whales can also have access to everything, but if they make some bad investments, it's not a big deal for them. Mid spenders, can still work even with the bad investment. To WoW spender, the bad investment is something very bad. To free-to-play players, they just don't have access to those things what the WoW spender are having access. And this is the dangerous zone where the WoW spender are getting punished the hardest. WoW's mistake and WoW spender mistakes are completely different economies. A WoW can recover from inefficient gem spending much faster. WoW spenders usually don't have enough income to brute force bad priorities later. The dangerous thing is that most content online unfortunately teach well pacing. And just build it for the whales, okay? Just build it. So you have to be extremely careful if you're a WoW spender. Now, I don't want to go in for example, Heroes example, but let's talk about why players keep chasing good no. Now, human naturally prioritize visible progress. That's why temporarily power feels smarter than delayed scaling. Players trust what they can see immediately. The dangerous thing about VIP is that the real value appears after most players already decided too long. And yeah, this is the thing is in this video, or what I'm trying to say is, guys, prioritize the scaling things. The games reward patience the majority of the cases. If you're patient, if you have strategy in your head, it may take like 1-2 months. Poor boy, opening the tier 5 can maybe go up to 1 year, or maybe over 1 year. So some players may say, I may not playing this game after 1 year, but in case you actually play the game after 1 year, you're just going to be in the better position if you just, go over the hypes and go for the immediate rewards instead of scaling rewards. So yeah, this will be for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit one like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.